Hi, this is Farel Dalrymple, drawing daily time-lapse drawings 228 through 239. And this first one here is the Knight of Wands. And yeah, we're into the, we're still doing these tarot cards, but we're into the, past the major arcana. And I've said it before in these videos, you have to excuse me. I don't know a lot about tarot cards and stuff. It just seemed like a fun project to do, and I'm learning a little bit as I'm doing it. So that was the Knight of Wands, and I'm doing all these tarot cards with a Raphaël 8404 brush. If you want to see in the description, there's like a link where you can get your own, but it's a number 4 is the size. And doing these daily drawings every day, one a day, or lately I've been kind of slacking off, so I have to catch up. But the idea is to do 366 by the end of the year. This one is the Two of Wands. We're into the minor arcana. I'm mostly basing this off the Rider White deck, which I talked about in the last video a little bit. Pamela Coleman Smith, I think her name is the illustrator on them, and kind of modeling those cards. I guess there's a bunch of different types of tarot decks, but that's the most widely used, popular one, from what I understand anyway. And next up we have took a break for the tarot cards and did a couple of these masked Mexican wrestlers that someone requested. I did a Blue Demon earlier in the year, and someone liked that, I guess, and was like, hey, I want one, and also El Santo, which is the next one coming up. But yeah, I don't know, these are fun to draw. I worked on some paintings with some friends. I had a couple of friends that were really into drawing or painting these guys rather, and I just kind of worked on a couple too, but it's mostly their thing, but I think they're fun. It's like, cool old movies and stuff. Yeah, and this is the El Santo here. So I start with a pencil sketch that takes me probably way too long, sort of not in the exact spirit of when I started this project of doing this really quick, simple 20-minute thing. Yeah, I don't know, I must enjoy taking my time with it, because it seems like I can't do anything as fast as I want to. But these were enjoyable for me to do. I really like drawing figures, like characters and stuff, rather than just about anything else. Usually when I get a request for something that's not like something kind of at least loosely based off a human, like a cartoony human, I don't know, it just doesn't sound as fun. Even when I'm doing my comic work, if it's like, oh, I gotta use reference and draw some cityscape or something, it's just like, But if it was like two guys just fighting with like no backgrounds, it's like, woo, this is a blast. This next one is a 9 of Swords, which normally I do these in order, where I'm, just kind of started doing them in order because why not? But sometimes people request a specific one that, I don't know, might have some meaning to them or is just kind of popular. And yeah, when I looked this one up, just because I look them all up before doing them, just to kind of get ideas. If I want to base it off the Rider White deck or just kind of do my own thing entirely. But this one, it seemed like there was a lot of imagery, like it was on like bed sheets and stuff for some reason. It was cool. It's a cool card. Like, I mean, not mine specifically, but just the idea of it. So I just kind of turned the bed, and I didn't have a coloring video for that one for some reason. But this one is the Two of Swords, another one specifically requested. That's why I didn't have like a sketch of it done first, because I forgot to take a picture of it, but I just did it in one go, start to finish. So normally I will pencil some of these in advance and put those up on my Patreon and see if anyone wants to claim them. This one, someone on Instagram, a friend of mine that does, Damian Johnston, who does like a lot of letterpress and stuff for me, use that for his like an album. Just put out like like a 7-inch, and that's the information. And I'll put a link in the description of this too if you want to order one. But I thought that was kind of cool. He just liked the way the tarot card looked, and I just kind of made up that character too. It was just like a woman with 2 swords. I think that was kind of what the Rider White deck looked like, sort of, with my own little twist on it. Whereas this one, the Page of Wands, someone asked for all 4 pages from each suit. And so I just was like, I'll put, for some reason, this guy picked the time traveler, Dr. Exit, from my series and book from Image called Proxima Centauri. He's like kind of like a wizard type character, so it seemed fitting. Although I think the page suit, they're supposed to be like youths, like young people, but he's kind of ageless, like he's an eternal guy, so it seemed fitting. But I really liked the way those colors came out on that last one. If I could somehow get the colors on all of these to look exactly like that, I would be really happy. Like this is another page, the Page of Cups, and I can't remember what the original looked like, but I just thought of it was sort of a similar pose where he's holding a cup and little fish is coming out of it, but I just felt like, I'm making a little baby-faced cowboy gunslinger in the post-apocalyptic Wrenchies world, and I don't know. It was something where that one I liked the drawing a lot better than the color version, but this one here is a similar thing where I just felt like, I'm blanking on her name, Shaky's sister, just Sabina from the Wrenchies. She felt, she would be a good Page of Swords, so why not use my own characters for these? And I don't know, I felt like I took a little more time with this one, not because it was like complicated, but it was just more satisfying to work on that way for some reason. And pretty happy with the way the coloring came out on this one specifically. And overall I'm pleased with it, like doing the way I did the clouds in the background and stuff. But a lot of these, once I get to this stage, I'm like, I just want to get this done. I spent way too long on this, and I got to pay my bills and actually work on my comic job. But I don't know, it was like, this was fun to work on, and I'm especially happy with the coloring on it, but not as much as that Page of Wands though. For some reason, I don't know, that color combo. I'm gonna look back on that, and then like the next bunch I do. The last one in this series, in this video, you'll see too. It was another one where I was like really happy with just keeping things as like simple as possible. Yeah, it's really easy for me to overwork areas or the whole thing. Sometimes I can get caught up. Seems like one of the biggest things about, at some point, like knowing when to stop. There's some quote by someone, maybe it was John Muir, who's like a kind of problematic figure now, I guess. But something like, that's your most important ability in life is the ability to stop. You have to have good breaks. At least I think that was him. I don't know, but I like the sentiment of that idea. Just knowing, not going far enough, but not too far that you kind of sort of take the oomph out of it. And this next one here that I'm doing is the X of Swords, which the person that requested this informed me that this is the name of the current X-Men crossover event they're doing. But I based the image off the old Rider White card, but then as well as use this like dead ash, because the idea was a dead person with swords in them, and it's like, there's a dead astronaut drawing that I've done a couple times, and that was that. This next one here is the last one in this video, and this is the 6 of Wands, and I had this drawing done a while back, like a month ago. I had it up on my Patreon, and no one claimed it until yesterday. Someone claimed this and the 8 of Wands, which were kind of languishing there in my Patreon. I was planning on doing them next anyway if no one requested anything, but that just happened to be the one. And Yeah, I really liked the initial drawing I did in this a lot, and so I was trying to keep in mind sort of the lessons I've learned on these. Which, I'm a slow learner, but I was like, okay, keep these colors. Try to envision the colors that I want, even while I'm just doing the line drawing. So I kind of have a better idea like where I want like blacks and shadows and that kind of stuff, and to sort of keep the inks as simple as I can anyway. But that's it. This is the finish. Thanks a lot for watching this. And Farel is my Instagram if you want to check out these daily drawings, and subscribe to my Patreon. Thanks. Bye.